טוב היו מנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב היו מנעים שבת אחים גם יחד.
הנה מה טוב היו מנעים שבת אחים גם יחד.
הנה מה טוב היו מנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים יחד. הנה הנה מה טוב ומנעים אוי 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 שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים אוי אחים גם יחד. הנה 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 מה טוב ומנעים אוי 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 שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים אוי אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב היו מנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב היו מנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב היו מנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Congregation Chair Zedek Winnipeg on the beautiful prairies of Manitoba. Welcome here this morning.
Canada.
Canada. We are in Canada, and I like it here very much.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people don't know. I mean, we have so many international viewers. They say Winnipeg. Winnipeg sounds familiar, but I can't place it. Manitoba. Never heard such thing.
That's fair.
That was me, actually, before I moved here. I remember when I was a member of the congregation in Chile. She came to talk to me in Santiago. I said, you know, I think you are what we need there. Will you move to Winnipeg? Okay, I'll make a deal with you. You show me Winnipeg in the map, I go there. And she did. So here I am. I had to fulfill my promise.
Very nice. Well, since then, now that Winnipeg's made the top 100 cities to visit in the world.
Absolutely. It was back then, too, to me.
Really?
Yeah, it was beautiful. I fell in love with Winnipeg right away.
That's lovely. I think Winnipeg's a special place, too. I do.
Yeah.
I'd like to welcome some of our viewers today. We have Maria here. Thank you so much for joining us. Bonnie Robinson, Alice Weissman, Maria, Marilyn Pearl, Alan and Gloria Cantor, David Wilder, Phyllis Laveman, Carolyn Louise Smith, and Sandy Polanski, Andrea Arayave, Stephen Cantor, Alain Renaud, Yehuda Cherney, Hannon Bell. You guys are bringing in the new year early with us. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us this Shabbat.
Yeah.
Terry Kushner and Jerome Foman are here as well. Beverly Zatzer, Earl Barish, Claudette Hale, Shelley Chachanov, Rochelle Pinkovich, Judy Chirac, Sarah B., Melanie Richters with Ryan and Sarah. Hello. Valerie Ring, Corey Glassberg and Bonnie Cham, and Carlos Valerio. Shabbat Shalom, Carlos, and welcome here from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. We have more people from Costa Rica. We have Roberto, also from Costa Rica.
I think Roberto's from Puerto Rico, no?
Oh, Puerto Rico.
I'm going to have to travel more when the pandemic is over. I have a lot of places now I want to go visit.
You got it. You got it. So Jim Kahane is here. Let's say hello to everyone here in the sanctuary. Let's start with you, Leslie.
Shabbat Shalom. Hello.
Shabbat Shalom, Leslie. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. How about you?
I'm great. I'm great. Just, I guess, getting out of denial that Rosh Hashanah is happening in a couple of days.
I have the melodies in my mind all the time. I am looking forward to Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, you see, it's different because you're going to sing, right?
I am.
And then singing is different. Everybody sings together. Try to do that with a sermon.
If anyone could do it, it would be you.
It just doesn't work that way. You can't do it, unison with everybody. So, anyway.
We have someone new here today.
Tali Milo, finally. We finally got you here. How are you doing?
I'm great. Shabbat Shalom. Very happy to be back at Chair Zedek.
And we are very happy to have you. Very lucky to have you, actually. Blessed, in fact. You know, Tali, this is something that I always tell my students. Never use the word lucky. Always the word blessed. You're blessed.
Yes.
You're not lucky. Because lucky means that there is no God. Things happen because it just happen. So we are all blessed. So we are very, very blessed to have you here.
Thank you.
And you have a computer there. So everyone, if you want to say hello to Tali, she's reading all your messages, same way we do. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Bill Weissman is here. Is your mic on?
I think so, yeah.
Marvin, I can't hear Bill on my ear.
I can hear myself, so obviously it's reverberating here.
Okay, let's try again. Say something, Bill.
Shabbat Shalom,
Here you go.
Rabbi. Shana Tova to you and everyone who's watching us, and to all of you here. And Tali, special welcome. We go back a couple of years, don't we?
Just a few.
Yeah, I was a little taller when you first came here, wasn't I?
I was a little shorter.
Everything is about perspective. And the one and only Marvin Polanski, our audiovisual director. Hello, Marvin. Good morning. Good to have you here. Again, so blessed to have such wonderful people here at the Shari Zedek. And we are very blessed to have you there. Thank you so much for letting us into your home so we can do this together. Literally together. And I will say that this week's Parsha is the Parsha of togetherness. Nitzavim, which basically means together. This is the entire, the Torah is describing the entire people of Israel getting together. And it will be beautiful. I'm going to talk more about that during the sermon. How, in a very unusual way, the Torah described what kind of people were together. And you will see that that's everything. Everybody. Many different kind of people, but they got together. And this is what we are trying to achieve here. We are sometimes physically different in different places, and sometimes emotionally at different places, and sometimes mentally at different places. But it's amazing to feel that we can all get together to celebrate Shabbat. And that's what we are trying to achieve if you give us a chance. Please keep using the chat. That is also connecting us. We can receive your love, and you can also support each other. Chat is an amazing thing. Sometimes if you feel like you need support from your congregation, let us know. And you will see, I'm pretty sure, how everybody's going to reach out with words of encouragement to cheer you up so you can too celebrate Shabbat. Let's begin with our service.
We're going to begin as we do on page number 5, with our Birchot HaShachar, our morning gratitude prayers. You're invited to rise and join us. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan lasech bivina levchim en yom uven layla.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani betzamo.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani ban chorim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael.
Amen.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, mabisha rumim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim.
Amen.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi.
Page 6.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, orka haaretz al hamayim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa li kol tzorki.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, azer Yisrael bigvura.
Amen.
Elohai, Elohai, neshama, neshama, shenatata bi, shenatata bi, tehorahi, tehorahi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ater Yisrael v'tifara.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, anoten hayaf koach.
Amen. One more time.
Elohai, Elohai, neshama, neshama, shenatata bi, shenatata bi, tehorahi, tehorahi. We're on page 7 for Baruch She'amar, and you can remain standing. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Oseh v'reshit, Baruch Omer v'oseh, Baruch Ozer u'mekayem, Baruch merachem al haaretz, Baruch merachem al haberiot, Baruch meshalem sachar tov mirehav, Baruch Halad v'kayam lanetzach, Baruch podeh u'matzil, Baruch Shemo lai lai la la lai la 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 You can be seated. Where are we going next, Rabbi? Page number 8, I think.
Yes, let's do Psalm 148. Hallelujah et Adonai min hashamayim. It's an invitation to the entire, I will say, the entire galaxy, actually, if you read. An invitation to the entire galaxy to praise the name of God. It's not just enough with us. Everybody, the whole world, everything should praise the name of God. It's a great way to finish the year. Yeah, I just realized this is the last Shabbat of the year, right?
It is. It snuck up on me too.
Wow.
It's already September.
Yeah, I know that. Tell me about it.
I feel like the trees know. They're turning yellow. I don't know how they know, but they know.
Is it just me, or is it that it's earlier than usual this year?
I don't know, but the trees know.
The trees know, I'm saying, but high holidays came early in September. It's like they just jumped on us.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
And my pool knows that it's September. All of a sudden it became cold. I don't know what happened. But we are not cold here.
No.
No, we aren't. We are grateful. We are warm, and we are together this morning. השמיים, הללו במרומים, הללו כל מלאכיו, הללו כל טבעיו, הללויה, הללויה, הללו שמש וירח, הללו כל כוכבי אור, הללו שמי השמיים והמים אשר מעל השמיים, הללויה, 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 הללו כל מלאכיו, הללו כל צבאיו, הללויה, הללויה. I love that psalm. And it's such a beautiful world, you know. One of the perks of fall is that the stars are twinkling earlier and earlier. And if you take a moment to step outside, you'll be surprised what you find in the night sky. We're going to turn ahead now for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 46. Mourners and those observing Yahrzeit, you're invited to rise and join me. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach Yerutei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon v'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu.
Brichu.
La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata, damiram be'alma v'imru, amen.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rab amin shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen.
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 I see we have a few more arrivals here. Evelyn Hecht is in one of my favorite places, West Hawk Lake. If ever you have a chance to visit it, it's a beautiful place to go. Shabbat Shalom to Evelyn, Leon Pinkovich, Zelda Elkin, Joanne Seif, Lori and Israel Bin Noon as well. Welcome here this morning, and Shabbat Shalom. And Alina and Fanny Lashev, Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue now on page number 10 with Shochanad. Shochanad marom v'kadosh shemo lef yesharim titalal uvedivrei tzadikim titbarach uv'yoshuan chasidim titromam v'kerev kedoshim titkadash.
Oops, sorry.
Yitkadash ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach Yerutei ve'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dekol Beit Yisrael. B'agala u'bizman karim ve'imeru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam le'almei almaya. Yitbarach, Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'itromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu le'ela min kol birchata We turn to page 12 for the Baruch Hu.
It's time to bless the name of God.
It is. You're invited to rise and join us. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed, and our blessings give us strength and make our vision clear, and our blessings give us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Barechu et Adonai, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uborei choshech, oseh shalom uborei et hakol. You can be seated. We're on page 13 on our way to the Shema Yisrael. We're going to sing this blessing, the second blessing before the recitation of the Shema in the middle of the page. Betoratecha, betoratecha, bedabek libeinu, bemitzvotecha, bemitzvotecha, v'ha'ereneinu, betoratecha, betoratecha, bedabek libeinu, bemitzvotecha, bemitzvotecha, v'yached levaveinu, le'ahava u'lira, et shemecha v'lo nevosh le'olam va'ed, v'lo nevosh le'olam le'olam va'ed. Ki v'shem kodshecha hagadol v'hanora, batachnu nagila v'nismecha, v'nismecha b'shuatecha, v'ha'ereneinu, betoratecha, betoratecha, ודבר ליבנו במצוותיך, במצוותיך. ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה.
Amen.
We're going to join together for the Shema in a moment, but on our way there, if you're wearing a talit, you're invited to join me in gathering your tzitzit at this time, or to close your eyes as we sing the Shema together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai and you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you will teach them diligently unto your children, and you will speak of them when you're sitting in your house, when you are walking by the way, and when you're lying down, when you're rising up, and when you're rising up, and you will bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they will be for frontlets between your eyes, and you will write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God. Going to continue silently now for the following paragraphs of the Shema. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Amen.
We turn to page 17 for the Micha Mocha, but on the way there, welcome to Josue Selva and hola to Anibal's mommy. Welcome here this morning. It's good to see you, and Shana Tova Umetuka to you as well, Rina.
Thank you so much. Hola, mami. No, actually, I was reading people writing here. We have more and more people speak in Spanish.
Yeah.
We do.
You realize that?
You're going to need to include some Spanish in the service too. I'll learn a little more.
Do we have to start thinking? It reminds me a little bit when we started with the Kabbalah Shabbat, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That it used to be in Spanish because only Argentinian people used to show up for the Friday night services. It was like at 7:30 p.m. It's not just part of the culture here to have a Kabbalah Shabbat that late. But then I guess the service picked up steam. It started to get really interesting, very uplifting, and more Winnipeggers started to come to the service to the point that I said to myself, what do I do now? Should I continue in Spanish? Half of the people can't understand what I'm saying. The other half of the people kind of are expecting it, but they speak English. They've been here for a while. So we switched. And eventually, I remember when that happened, we decided it's not the Latin American Kabbalah Shabbat anymore. Now it's in English.
But
Is it
Rabbi,
going to be the opposite here?
I
Rabbi?
think it's healthy to hear multiple languages in the morning.
Portuguese. We have some people.
And I feel
Portuguese.
like I need to learn more too. Every once in a while, something pops up on the chat, and I look it up afterwards because I want to understand. And
Rabbi,
so don't be
last-
afraid to speak Spanish here, Rabbi.
Rabbi, last night for Kabbalah Shabbat from Puerto Rico, Roberto actually had a little line saying, anybody want to speak Spanish on the chat? He actually asked it. Did you notice
Oh,
that last night?
I'm curious. If you speak Spanish or other language that is not English, let me know in the chat. I will be checking for that. Yeah, Portuguese. We have people from Brazil. That's what reminds me. Remember the lambada? Don't laugh. I used to take lessons.
Really?
I learned how to dance it.
Oh, cool.
I actually paid a couple from Brazil who taught me how to do that.
Wow.
You have to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as you move. It's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
I used to be cool.
You still are.
You still
You
are.
Still are. We're going to continue on page 17 with our cool rabbi on the keys, singing the Micha Mocha together. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה שירה חדשה, שיבחו גאולים לשמך, על שפת הים יחד כולם, הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש,
Please rise.
To Israel, Kumam Ezrat Israel, Ufadechinu Mecha Yehuda beYisrael, Bo'aleinu Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Kedosh Israel. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh pele. Baruch atah Adonai,
Rabbi, not only are you a cool rabbi, but on the chat, you are a rocking rabbi.
Okay. I'll take that.
We have a lot of languages to cover.
Wow.
I've got my work cut out for me, but I'm going to learn more of each one. You'll watch me over the year. We'll fold in a little more.
Yeah, and Andrea's in Spanish, but I know she's not the only one. Roberto is here. He speaks Spanish for sure. Yehuda
Russian
Cherny
and
say-
Hebrew.
Yeah, Yehuda Cherny said Yiddish. Come on, Yehuda. Do you speak Yiddish? Does he speak Yiddish?
I speak Yiddish, yes.
But does Yehuda speak Yiddish?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
For
wow.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me, that somebody told me a joke about the Yiddish. It was this rabbi who was telling that he was the rabbi of a Yemenite synagogue. And I said, sorry, Rabbi, you mean Yemenite? And I said, no. When I do my sermons, I feel like talking to Yemen,
Someone else.
which means someone else, because nobody ever got his words of rebuke. So I said, I belong to a Yemenite. So Yiddish, yeah, you have a Yiddish joke, probably the only one I know.
Maybe another one will come to you later. I know you have a lot of jokes. We're going to turn to page number 18 for the Amida, and you're invited to rise and join us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot, U'mevii Goel Livnei Bneihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם, אדוני מחיה מתים אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה מצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני לחיי המתים. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו, בשמי מרום הכתוב ביד, נביאך דקרא זלזל ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלך כל הארץ כבודו. אז בקול רעש גדול, אדיר וחזק משמיעים קול, מתנסים לעומת צרפים, לעומתם ברוך יאמרו, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. ממקומך מלכנו תופיע, ותמלוך עלינו כמחכים אנחנו לך. מתי תמלוך בציון בקרוב בימינו, לעולם ועד תשכון. תתקדש ותתקדש בתוך ירושלים עירך, לדור ודור ולנצח נצחים. בינינו תירנה מלכותך, כדבר האמור בשירי עוזך, לידי דוד משיח צדקך. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. לשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. לשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. כי המלך גדול וקדוש אתה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Going to continue silently now with our own prayers from page 23, Hebrew or English, or please use your own words of prayer at this time.
on the outline. I don't follow it, but I read it.
Shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'yimeru We're going to continue with the Kaddish Shalem on page 32, but on the way there, Debbie Pollock, I see your request for an aliyah this morning to honor Sarah Hyman's. Absolutely, you can have an aliyah this morning. We have 3 more open aliyot this morning, and if anyone would like us to honor and call you up, we would love to. So you can send us a message through the chat, or you can also, Debbie, connect to the Zoom link if you have one. We'd love to see your face as well this morning if you can. And now, page 32, Kaddish Shalem. Yitkala v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'amad yivrach yirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayachon v'mechon v'chay l'kol beit Yisrael v'agalav yizman kari v'himeru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'halam le'amei hamaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitram v'yidaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei nekudesha brichu le'la min kol birchata v'shirata tushmerata v'nechvata damiram v'ama v'himeru. Amen. Titkabal tzotanu v'autel dekol Yisrael kadam avon v'yishma v'himeru. Amen. Yehi shlam harav v'mishmaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'himeru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'himeru. Amen. And we have arrived at our Torah service. We're on page 33. And our shamus, Bill Weissman, is in position, I see. That's good. I think we're good. Awesome. You're invited to rise as the ark is opened.
Is it here for you?
Vayehi bintu Aaron, vayomer Moshe, Kuma Adonai, ve'afutzu oivecha, ve'anusu mesanecha mipanecha, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai Yerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadlul Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula ve'hagevura v'atiferet ve'anetzach ve'ahod. Kicho b'shamayim u'va'aretz, kicho b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha ve'hamitnaseh lechol lerosh. Romemu,
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 Romemu.
Adonai Eloheinu, Vehishtachavu, Vehishtachavu, Ladom Raglav Kadoshu. Romemu,
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 Romemu.
Adonai Eloheinu, Vehishtachavu, Vehishtachavu, Lehar Kodsho, Ki Kadosh, Ki Kadosh, Adonai Eloheinu. You can be seated. We're going to get reorganized for a quick moment here and ready for our Torah service. And while we do that, you're welcome to open your Etz Chaim Chumash, if you have one at home, to page 1165 in preparation for the readings.
Yeah, that give me a second to come to my station in the back of the sanctuary.
We're rotating around the room. Here we go. Now we're in position.
Kind of. Yeah, we are reading today Parsha Nitzavim. Nitzavim, Atem Nitzavim ayom kulchem lifnei Adonai Elohechem. What an amazing feeling, right? To be all together. To be all together. Now, this is the interesting thing about the Parsha, because they were all together. They were all together. And then eventually we are going to read that there were some blessings and some curses that they were pronounced, and they all have to hear the blessing and the curses, right? And the fact that I love that they have to be together for that. Because sometimes I believe, well, again, more about that during the sermon, that when we feel curses all around us, it's more difficult if we are alone, right? So it's great to be with other people. And the same thing when we have blessings. We have joyous occasion. It's always better if you have somebody else to share those blessings and those joys with. Well, so it's the whole idea of the community, of getting together. And it's been difficult during this last year, or even more than a year, that we couldn't be fully together here in a room, and we have to learn new ways to feel connected and to feel that we are together. But believe me, we are. We are together, we are connected, and we do our best to replicate something that is impossible to replicate, which is the human connection. But we try it. We do our best, and we see the bright side, and we always try to find the blessings within everything that we do. And if we can feel that we are together, even that becomes easier. Stay tuned. More about that during the sermon. Right now, we are ready to begin. with the Torah reading. Leslie Emery is going to start. She's going to be reading from the Torah. If you have a Etz Chaim Chumash, I have one here. Let me show you how it looks like. It's this book over here. If you have it, please turn to page 1165. If you don't, you can download the PDF from our website, sz@winnipeg.ca, and you will be able to find all the PDFs, all the files for everything we do, from Sidurim to Torah readings. And if you don't want to do that, if you have maybe another Bible next to you, this is Deuteronomy chapter 29, verses 9 to 11. Okay? So let's begin with the first Torah reading. Do we have a reader?
We have 3 in the chat. So we have 3 volunteer honorees. We have Dr. Debbie Pollock, Diane Wilder, and Claudette Hale.
You can do the call-outs.
I
I
can't.
don't have the names here.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go in order of our volunteers this morning, and we have one more open aliyah, if anyone would like it this morning. Dr. Debbie Pollock is honoring the memory of one more candle Holocaust victim, Sarah Hymans, with an aliyah this morning. ויעזור ויגן ויושיע לכל החוסים בו ונאמר אמן. הכל אבו גודל עלינו כבוד לתורה תעמוד. דבור הגיטו במיכו ולאה. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. ואתם הדבקים באדוני אלוהיכם חיים כולכם היום.
So Debbie, if you are ready, let's do this. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Borach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim. Venatan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. אתם ניצבים היום כולכם לפני אדוני אלוהיכם, ראשיכם שבטיכם, זקניכם ושוטריכם, כל איש ישראל, טפכם נשיכם וגרך אשר בקרב מחנך, וכותב עצך עד שואב מימיך, לעברך בברית אדוני אלוהיך ובעלתו, אשר אדוני אלוהיך כורת עמך היום.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet, v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Yisher Kochech, Leslie,
Baruch Tieh.
ready to continue?
Absolutely.
You have quite a bit of work to do today, some heavy lifting there, even though it's interesting because it's a very short parsha. You know that we read a triennial cycle here. It means that there is a tradition many conservative synagogues follow, that the entire Torah has been divided into 3/3, but actually it's kind of tricky because every parsha is divided into 3/3. So in cycle number 1, we read the first third of every parsha. Cycle number 2, the second third, and cycle number 3, the third. So we are towards the end of cycle number 2. So technically, we've been reading the second third of every parsha. But this parsha is so, quote unquote, short that the rabbis decided we don't bother splitting it into 3/3, so we read the whole thing. And it's not so short, actually. But good for you, Leslie. Yisher kochech.
Baruch Tieh, thank you. I'm just getting started. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And now we are honoring a very special person. Leslie?
Tali, it's my honor to call you up and welcome you in this very special way and call you up for an aliyah this morning. Tamo Tali bati lanu be'la l'aliyah hashniya. Whenever you're ready.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai mevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu min kol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Leman hakimotcha hayom lo le'am vehu yelecha le'Elohim kasher diber lach v'kasher nishba lavotecha l'Avraham li'Yitzchak u'Yaakov v'lo yitchem levadchem anochi koret et habrit hazot v'tala hazot ki et asher yeshno po imanu omed hayom lifnei Adonai Eloheinu ve'et asher einenu po imanu hayom.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach Tali, and welcome officially as a fellow colleague to Share Zedek.
Thank you very much.
And let me see who's up next this morning, Rabbi Anibal.
Well,
Gloria Cantor.
Beautiful. One of my favorite things about Gloria and Alan Cantor actually is they always zoom in, and I love to see them and hear them here in the morning. Thank you so much for joining us, and it's my honor to call you up, Gloria. Tamod yitul shendel bat Yaakov v'liba l'aliyah hashlishi.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Baruch et Adonai
Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai mevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu Torah et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Before I start, I just want to point out, watch at the end of the reading, and Marvin hopefully will show it on the camera. It has a special ending, and it looks very unique in the scroll.
Also, let's remind them that it's chapter 29, verses 15 to 28.
Amen. Ki atem yadatem et asher yashavnu be'eretz Mitzrayim ve'et asher avarnu be'kerav hagoyim asher avartem v'tiru et shikutzehem ve'et gelulehem et tzva even kesef v'zahav asher imahem pen yesh bachem isho isha o mishpacha o shevet asher levavo poneh hayom me'im Adonai Eloheinu lalechet lavod et Elohei hagoyim hahem pen yesh bachem shoresh poreh rosh v'la'ana v'haya b'shamo את דברי העלה הזאת. ויתברך בלבבו לאמור שלום יהיה לי, כי בשרירות ליבי אלך, למען צבאות הרבה את הצמאה. לא יובא אדוני סלוח לו, כי אז ישנף אדוני וקנאתו באיש ההוא, ורב צבו קהלה, הכתובה בספר הזה, ומחה אדוני את שמו מתחת השמיים, והבדילו אדוני לרעה מכל שבטי ישראל, ככל עלות הברית הכתובה בספר התורה הזה, ואמר הדור האחרון, בניכם אשר יקומו מאחריכם, והנוכרי אשר יבוא מארץ רחוקה, וראו את מכות הארץ ההיא ותחלואיה, אשר חילה אדוני בו, גפרית ומלח, שרפה כל ארצה, לא תזרע ולא תצמיח, ולא יעלה בה כל עשב כמהפכות, סדום ועמורה דמעות צבועים, אשר הפך אדוני באפו וחמתו. ואמרו כל הגויים, על מה עשה אדוני, כך על הארץ הזאת מקורי, אף הגדול הזה. ואמרו, על אשר עזבו את ברית אדוני אלוהי אבותם, אשר כורת עמם בהוציא אותם מארץ מצרים. וילכו ויעבדו אלוהים אחרים וישתחוו להם, אלוהים אשר לא ידעום ולא חילק להם. ויחרף אדוני בארץ ההיא להביא עליה את כל הקללה הכתובה בספר הזה. ויתשם אדוני מעל אדמתם באפובכם ובקצף גדול, וישליכם אל ארץ אחרת כיום הזה, הנסתרות לאדוני אלוהינו, והנגלות לנו ובנינו עד עולם, לעשות את כל דברי התורה הזאת.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan לנו תרד אמת בחיי עולם נתנו. Baruch atah Adonai נותן התורה.
Amen.
Gloria is honoring the memory of her father this morning, Jacob Shapiro. And Gloria, may your father's memory be for a blessing.
Thank you.
Is there any memory you would like to share? Any memory, Gloria, you would like to share about your father?
Oh, he was just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful, kind man. He was his own person. But I'd like to say I'll be back for 2 weeks for my 85th birthday.
Oh, always welcome, Gloria. You were one of the earliest adopter of the Zoom. So we are very happy to have you here. I remember when nobody wanted to take the Zoom Aliyot, Alan and Gloria were there taking the risk of being the first one.
Always.
Wonderful.
Never know how you're going to look.
Oh, you look great. You
It's
look
always
great.
a pleasure to see you and hear you.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
And Leslie, if you can open the Torah a little bit again, let's see if Marvin can give us the visuals. So let's explain what you were saying before.
Please, please. I've always wanted to do this. So Marvin, thank you for our Torah camera. That was such a thoughtful view to have for us. And here's the spot. The first thing that kind of stands out is this big lamed here on Vayashlichem.
Okay. So it's but towards the end you have all those dots,
and then we have
right?
these dots
Yeah,
over here. Yeah.
that's right.
I don't know if people can see it, but there are lots of dots, and we don't know what it is, but that's the idea. That's the idea. Like the verse says, Anistarot ladunai Eloheinu ve'aniglot lanu ulevaneinu ad olam, which means nistarot means the hidden things. The hidden things belong to God, and the revealed things ve'aniglot lanu ulevaneinu, to us and to our children, implying that there are things that we will never know, right? So why do we have the dots? I think that's the idea.
That's the mystery.
It's a mystery, and sometimes we have to deal with that. Sometimes we have to go through life with that feeling of not knowing why things are the way they are. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have a purpose or a reason. It's just that maybe we'll never know what the reason is until we leave this world.
And in any Torah scroll that you come across, there are always these dots, and there are always this giant lamed on Vayashlichem. And I always appreciate the mystery and slow down for it because there's beauty in it.
You know, Rabbi, Cantor Dane a long time ago used a Yiddish word to add to this mystery. He said, when you see those dots on top of a word, you are supposed to zitter. You're supposed to just a little bit odd, a little bit sort of wonderful. And the word zitter can also be afraid, but also it means odd and wonderful. So I never forgot the word zitter for these little dots every time I've seen them.
It's not the only place in the Torah with dots. There is another place where we see that Jacob gets together with Esau after 20 years. So when he's talking about the reconciliation, he said that they kissed.
Yeah.
And then you have the dots. And then the Midrash in that case explains the dots. And those are teeth marks.
Wow.
Those are teeth marks that said that Esau actually tried to bite Jacob's neck. And then there was a miracle, and Jacob's neck became hard as marble. So basically, Esau couldn't bite him.
So there's another reason to zitter, now to be afraid.
Yeah, and then because they say that they kissed and they cried, and that brings a whole new idea of why Esau cried.
That's right.
Because his teeth were broken. It's sometimes we have those mysteries in the Torah.
Yeah.
We tried our best to understand them, but it doesn't mean that we always find an answer. And I believe it's a message for each one of us. Yesher Kochech, Leslie.
Baruch Tieh.
So far, it's been amazing.
Thank
Amazing.
you. Well, those readings are old friends of mine. We've seen each other many years in a row. I was the weekday Torah reader for many years. So if ever it's number 1, number 2, and number 3, it's so nice to see them again. It is. And our next Aliyah, I'm getting into less familiar territory, but I look forward to reading it. And we have honorees up on the chat here. Our next request came from Claudette Hale, so I'll call her up next, and then we'll have Diane Wilder and Shelley Chachanov. I saw your request. If you can send in your name in Hebrew, I would love to call you up. But first, Claudette. Claudette is celebrating her new talit for the High Holy Days. Beautiful.
Wonderful. And so I forgot to mention the verses for the previous one. This one, before I forget again, it's going to be page 1169, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 1 to 6. I said it. You can call up now.
Good. Tamod Chai Rivka Bat Ruth Lalia Harivi.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai
Mevorach leolam vaed.
Baruch Adonai morach leolam vaed. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et torato. Baruch ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'haya ki yavo alecha kol dvarim ha'ele habracha v'klala asher natati lefanecha v'ashevota levavecha bechol hagoyim asher hidichecha Adonai Elohecha shama v'shavta Adonai Elohecha v'shamata b'kolo kechol asher anochi mitzavecha hayom ata uvanecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha v'shav Adonai Elohecha et shvutecha v'richamecha v'shav v'kibetcha mikol ha'amim asher hafitzecha Adonai Elohecha shama. אם יהיה נידחך בקצה השמיים משם, יקבצך אדוני אלוהיך, ומשם ייקחך, והביאך אדוני אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר ישו אבותיך וירשת, והיטיבך וירבך מאבותיך, ומל אדוני אלוהיך את לבבך ואת לבב זרעך לאהבה, את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך למען חייך.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Yashikokeach, and I hope you
Leslie.
enjoy that talit in great health. And Leslie, Yashikokeach.
Baruch Tieh. Thank you.
Beautiful reading once again.
Thank you.
So let's keep moving forward. Next is Hamishi, right?
It is.
Hamishi, page 1170, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 7 to 10.
Our next honoree this morning is Diane Wilder. Diane is honoring Miriam Reeson this morning, and it's my honor to call you up, Diane. Tamo Dina Rachel bat Yosef David v'Sara Esther l'Aliyah HaChamishi.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vahed.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'natan Adonai Elohecha et kol alot ha'ela על אויביך ועל שונאיך אשר רדפוך, ואתה תשוב ושמעת בקול אדוני, ועשית את כל מצוותיו, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום, והותירך אדוני אלוהיך בכל מעשה ידיך, בפרי בטנך ובפרי בהמתך, ובפרי אדמתך לטובה, כי ישוב אדוני לסוס עליך לטוב, כאשר שש על אבותיך, כי תשמע בקול אדוני אלוהיך, לשמור מצוותיו וחוקותיו, הכתובה בספר התורה הזה, כי תשוב אל אדוני אלוהיך, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. Yesher Kochech, Leslie, you're on a roll here. Beautiful reading.
Thank you. And Yasher Koach to Diane Wilder as well.
It's so great to have different ways to connect with each other. But I hope that people who are taking Aliyot by proxy, if they cannot come in person in the near future, they will take the leap of faith and try the Zoom. Like to see your face when you say the blessing for the Torah. So it's always open. If you don't know how to use the Zoom, let us know. We'll train you during the week after Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, please. Then we'll have time to teach you how to use it. Use it. Now, the next aliyah, it's one of the famous verses in the Torah that it says, "Ki hamitzvah azot asher anochi metzaveh hayom lo niflet hi mimecha velo rechoka hi." It's that God is basically saying that the Torah is not something that is far away or is too difficult. That you will say, "Oh, who can bring it to me, or who can cross me to the other side of the sea to get it?" In other words, what basically in a nutshell, what the Torah is saying is, don't try to find excuses to reject the Torah by saying, oh, I don't know, it's too difficult. I never studied Hebrew. I didn't go to Hebrew school. So there is always a way. There is, especially in this generation, you can have virtually every rabbinic work, plus the Torah, of course, translated in virtually every language and with lots of explanations oriented to different levels. So there is always a way to connect with Torah, to connect with Judaism. So sometimes, instead of trying to find excuses, what we should do is to try to find our way to make that happen. So with that in mind, let's continue now with the Shishi Aliyah. Page 1170, Deuteronomy, let's see, chapter 30, verses 11 to 14.
And Shelley, it's my honor to call you up this morning. Shelley is honoring the memory of her brother-in-law, Jack Chochinov, whose yurtzeit is today. Tamod itareza bat nachamu binyamin aliyah hashishi.
So, Razel, let's do this together. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Vorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Ki hamitzvah hazot asher anochi mitzavecha hayom lo nifleti mimecha velo rechoka hi lo bashamayim hi lemor mi ya'ale lanu hashamayma ve'yikacheha lanu vashmienu ata v'nasena velo me'ever layam hi lemor mi yavor lanu el ever hayam ve'yikacheha lanu vayishmaenu ata v'nasena ki karov elecha hadavar me'od beficha uvelevavecha lasoto.
Razel Nochamul. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Asher koach,
Yasher
Razel.
koach Shelley, and may your brother-in-law's memory be for a blessing.
Amen.
Next, we have our rabbi. We do. So I'm going to do a little bit of talking here while Rabbi Anibal gets ready. He has a big job this morning. He's doing the Haftorah for us this morning. He has an Aliyah this morning. And what a beautiful way to approach the High Holy Day season. Rabbi Anibal, I cannot say enough about. There's so many things that we do here because Rabbi Anibal dreamt of them and eventually talked us into it. If you enjoy piano at our services, thank you, Rabbi Anibal. If you enjoy being to see our services from home, thank you, Rabbi Anibal.
Absolutely.
And more things than I can list, Rabbi. So it's my honor to call you up this morning. It's my honor to work with you. And I look forward to the year ahead and to bringing in Rosh Hashanah with you all. And now, I think you're ready. Are you ready, Rabbi?
I'm ready. Just try to go to the front and then I forgot the mic at the back. So I take it from the back.
Perfect. Yamod Harav Yitzchak ben Yehuda Moshe veRivka Maftir.
Baruchu et Adonai Mevorach.
Baruch Adonai Vorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. ראה נתתי לפניך היום את החיים ואת הטוב ואת המוות ואת הרע, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום לאהבה את אדוני אלוהיך, ללכת בדרכיו ולשמור מצוותיו וחוקותיו ומשפטיו, וחיית ורבית, וברכך אדוני אלוהיך בארץ אשר אתה בא שמה לרשתה. אם יפנה לבבך ולא תשמע ונידחת השתחווית לאלוהים אחרים ועבדתם, והגדתי לכם היום כי עבד תאבדון, לא תאריכון ימים על האדמה אשר אתה עובר את הירדן לבוא שמה לרשתה. הידעתי בכם היום את השמיים ואת הארץ, החיים והמוות נתתי לפניך, הברכה והקללה, ובחרת בחיים, למען תחיה אתה וזרעך לאהבה את אדוני אלוהיך, לשמוע בקולו ולדבק בו, כי הוא חייך ואורך ימיך, לשבת על אדמה אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיך, לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב, לתת להם.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Yasher koach, Rabbi.
Yasher koach, Leslie. Thank you so much. And I guess I should keep going to the front if I'm going to read the Haftorah, right?
I suppose so.
But this time, with my microphone.
All right, we're getting our shamas in position here.
We're about to lift and tie the Torah. Please rise.
Watch this technique. It is well thought out, practiced over many, many years. Here we go.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים. כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. And now
You may be seated.
you may be seated. We're going to be reading the Haftorah. Today you'll find it in the Etz Chaim Chumash on page 1180, the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 10 to begin, ending at chapter 62, verse 12. And welcome, Rabbi Anibal.
Thank you, Leslie. It's good to be back to this station. I haven't been here in a while. Okay, page 36 of the Siddur, we have the blessings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar בנביאים טובים ורצה ודבריהם הנאמרים באמת. ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בתורה ובמשה עבדו ובישראל עמו, ובנביאי האמת והצדק. שש באדוני, תגל נפשי ואלוהי, כי הלבישני בגדי ישע, מעיל צדקה יעטני, כחתן יכהם פאר, וככלה תדך אליה. כי הארץ תוציא צמחה, וכגנה זרועיה תצמיח. כן, אדוני אלוהים, יצמיח צדקה ותהילה נגד כל הגויים, למען ציון לא אחשה. ולמען ירושלים לא אשקוט, עד יצא חנוגה צדקה, וישועתה כלפיד יבער, וראו גויים צדקך וכל מלכים כבודך, וקורא לך שם חדש אשר פי אדוני יקבנו והיית עטרת תפארת ביד אדוני, וצניף מלוכה וכף אלוהיך. לא יאמר לך עוד עזובה, ולארצך לא יאמר עוד שממה, כי לך יקרא חפציבה, ולארצך בעולה, כי חפץ אדוני בך. וארצך תבהל, כי בעל בחור בתולה, יבהלוך בנייך, ומשוש חתן על כלה, יסיס עלייך אלוהיך, על חומותייך ירושלים. הפקדתי שומרים כל היום, וכל הלילה, תמיד לא יחשו. המזכירים את אדוני על דומי לכם. ואל תיתנו דומי לו, אל יכונן, ועד ישים את ירושלים תהילה בארץ. נשבע אדוני בימינו ובזרוע וזו, אם אתם דגונכות מחל לאויבייך, ואם ישנו בני נכר את ראשך אשר יגעת בו, כי מאספיו יאכלו והיללו את אדוני, ומקציו ישתו בחצרות קודשי. עברו עברו בשערים, פנו דרך העם, סולו סולו המסילה, סקלו מאבן הרימו נס עלמים. הנה אדוני השמיע אל קצה הארץ, אמרו לבת ציון, הנה אישך בא, הנה שכרו איתו ופעולתו לפניו. וקראו להם עם הקודש גאולי אדוני, ולך יקרא דרושה עיר לא נעזבה. ברוך אתה אדוני.
It's just like a bar mitzvah. You need some water by the end of the Haftorah.
It's very dry. I don't do good with dry environments. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם צור כל עולמים צדיק בכל הדורות אל הנאמן האומר ועושה המדבר ומקיים שכל דבריו אמת וצדק נאמן אתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ונאמנים דבריך ודבר אחד מדבריך אחור לא ישוב ריקם כי אל מלך נאמן ורחמן אתה ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך הוא ברוך שמו
האל הנאמן וכל דבריו
אמן.
רחם על ציון כי בית חיינו ולעלובת נפש תושיע במהרה בימינו ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך הוא ברוך שמו
משמח ציון בבניה
אמן.
שמחנו אדוני אלוהינו ואליהו הנביא עבדך ומלכות ודוד משיחך במהרה יבוא ויגל ליבנו על כסו לא ישב זר ולא ינחלו זכרים את כבודו כי בשם קודשך נשבעת לו שלא יכפנו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך הוא ברוך שמו
מגן דוד
אמן.
על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הנביאים ועל יום השבת הזה שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה לכבוד ולתפארת על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודיעים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד עולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך הוא ברוך שמו
מקדש השבת
Amen. Yasher Koach, Rabbi Anibal,
ברוכת תהי,
on
thank
a
you.
beautiful, beautiful Haftorah, and also on guiding us so capably through this service,
Thank you.
on getting us ready for the High Holy Days this year, and on everything that you have done that has moved us forward. Rabbi Anibal has something really special. He has vision. And every once in a while, actually more than every once in a while, he has a tendency to bring us all along with him. So I'm grateful that you're here in Winnipeg and that you love it here. And I'm sure your mom who's watching is very proud.
Yeah, except that she didn't understand a word you said.
It's
But,
unfortunate.
but she is. Thank you, Leslie. I'm so happy to be here with such talented team. It's great.
We do have a few announcements for you. Of course, our daily Minyan rhythm is going. However, we have some special days coming up. We have Erev Rosh Hashanah on Monday, September 6th. The service
What?
will begin at
This
5:30
Monday?
p.m. Rabbi Nibal also has a sense of humor. He will be here this Monday at 5:30 p.m. for the service. And also with Dr. Rina Sector Elbaz, lay clergy. Both days of Rosh Hashanah, Tuesday, September the 7th, and Wednesday the 8th, will begin at 9:30 a.m. And they will feature our spiritual leader, Rabbi Anibal Mass, myself, Bill Weissman, Justin Odwack, and our quartet, who are sounding fabulous this year, I must say. I heard them the other day. And you can find the complete list of times for the services at ssaidwinnipeg.ca/HHD. Please consider making a contribution to the High Holy Day fundraising campaign in lieu of your annual contribution made through your seat tickets and appeal. We would appreciate anything you can do to help us out this year. You can register for, let me see, what does this say? Oh, there's something silly in here. Oh, also on Rosh Hashanah, Tuesday, September the 7th at 2 p.m., there is an opportunity to hear the shofar. This is something we dreamed up last year, and we're bringing it back again this year, because hearing the sound of the shofar in person, it's great that we can do it online, but it's hard to replicate that experience, that feeling that we get when we hear it. And so we are taking the shofar out with a wonderful team of shofar blowers, including Jerome Foman. Thank you so much, Jerome, who's here this morning. You can join us at one of these locations: the Asper Campus East parking lot, the Sharazadic parking lot, the Portsmouth Retirement Residence parking lot, and the Shaftesbury Park Retirement Residence parking lot. We will have someone at each one of these locations sounding the shofar for you all at 2 p.m. on Rosh Hashanah, day 1, on the 7th of September. That's a Tuesday. We also have the Tashlich ritual and shofar blowing. This will take place on Sunday, September the 12th at 4:30 p.m. outdoors at the Sharazadic. It will be hosted by Dr. Rina Sector Elbaz, lay clergy and engagement and education director, and Rabbi Anibal Mas. There will be a Tashlich ritual, followed by ice cream and honey cake, and it will close by hearing the sounding of the shofar by our team of 5 shofar blowers. Please consider bringing food and clothing items for our Tikkun Olam project in support of Winnipeg Harvest, JCFS, One Just City, Coats for Kids, and B'nai B'rith Canada. This is a free event. However, in the current world that we live in, we do need registration. And so we hope that you'll be able to register in advance, as we do have a limit of people that we are allowed to have here. But we're hoping that you'll be able to come and join us that day for a meaningful experience. We do request that people are fully vaccinated if they attend the event, and children who are not eligible yet, of course, can attend as well. Next, we have Choosing Judaism. If all of your attending shul is just making you thirsty for more, you can meet Rabbi Anibal Mas weekly at Choosing Judaism. We have our next session beginning on Sunday, September the 12th. The sessions take place from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., and there are 25 sessions in total. This is a conversion program, but also it is an opportunity for everybody to explore the Jewish holidays, customs, ethics, values more deeply under the guidance of Rabbi Anibal Mas. For more information, please contact Stacy in the office. Fees do apply, and registration is required. We have a virtual election debate for Winnipeg South Centre. For those of you not local, we have an election coming up. And so on Monday, September the 13th at 7 p.m. CDT, we have a chance to hear from Joyce Bateman for the Conservative Party, Jim Carr for the Liberal Party, and Douglas Hemmerling for the Green Party, as well as Julia Riddle for the NDP Party. This is taking place through B'nai B'rith Canada in conjunction with Congregation Sharazadic and Adastia Sharoon Herzliya Congregation. This is a Zoom event, I believe, and to learn more, you can find more information at www.bnaibrith.ca/debates. We have the Sisterhood Book Club coming back, and I kind of want to read the book now. I've got to go find it. It takes place on Wednesday, September 29th at 2 p.m. over Zoom, and the September book is A Backpack, a Bear, and 8 Crates of Vodka, a memoir by Lev Golinkin. This will be led by Rhonda Ewell, who is here this morning. Shabbat Shalom to Rhonda and Harry. And thank you so much for leading this beautiful, beautiful opportunity to have a book club every month. I love to read, and I know many of you do as well. Please register by September the 24th on the synagogue website, or contact Sisterhood directly. We are still in need of volunteer pallbearers. If you know someone, or if this is something that you can help out with, please contact Estelle Raber in our office. And I believe that's all for today. Minyan is at 6 p.m. this evening with Tali Milo and Bill Wiseman. Tomorrow morning, we have Minyan at 9 a.m. Sunday and 6 p.m. Monday, I need to remember what's going on because it's a funny week. Monday is 7:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. on Monday. Oh, Labor Day. See, good thing Bill's in the front row. 9 a.m. Monday, 5:30 p.m. Monday. Rosh Hashanah services Tuesday, Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. for both those days, and back to the weekday rhythm on Thursday, 7:30 a.m. and 6 p.m., Friday, 7:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m., and I think I just figured out the schedule for the week. There we go. But don't worry, you don't need to remember all that. You'll find it in the email that we send out weekly, or you can always check our website. If you're looking for us, or just look online. You can find us very easily online, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on our website.
Yeah, even if it takes you a year to find us back.
You'll find us. You'll find us. And now, a Misha Berach prayer. As has been our custom throughout the pandemic, we're going to do a prayer for healing. And if you do know someone in need of healing, please do send in their name at this time through our chat. We'll include them in our prayer today. On our list today, we have Isabella bat Sarah, Yitzchak Dov ben Bela, Moshe Aharon ben Leah, Miriam Rachel bat Leah, Chazan Shefer ben Miriam, Harav Avraham Yehoshua Heschel ben Ruth, Gabriel ben Etel Gita, Eliana bat Malka, Eliakim Pesach ben Esther Pesi, Sharon bat Golda, Leah bat Tzvi, Shmuel ben Zina, Shane Johnson, Malka Feiga bat Shandel, Kedma bat Sarah, Shoshana Miriam bat Kedma, Patricia bat Olga, Barbara bat Patricia, Yaakov ben Simcha, Daniel ben Rivka, Meyer David ben Machlea, Leah bat Adel, Maureen Rich, Chaim Osher ben Chaimalka, Adrian McDonald, Meyer David ben Machlea, Chang Shagito bat Leah, Jan bat Jean, Michelle Sipe, Chaya Rivka bat Ruth, Rochelle bat Sonia, Alfie Glass, Beryl ben Devora, Esther Bela bat Sarah, Lucy Braverman, Georgina Tassara, Panina bat Sarah, Meyer Leib ben Nurit, Shane Johnson, Liz bat Olga, Chaya Zahava bat Leah, Eliyahu Lev ben Rivka, Atara bat Etel, Shmuel Leib ben Gitel, Dana Brindley, Janice Steiner bat Batsheva, Leah bat Rachel, Devorah Gito bat Leah, Benjamin Pinchas ben Devorah Gitel, Nachum Leib ben Leah, Leah Sarah bat Zlata, Yaakov Mordechai ben Miriam Tova, Carmel bat Iris, Chaim ben Miriam, Linda bat Lorraine, Ariel Neshama bat Sarah, David Tzvi ben Sarah Pessel, Dina Rachel bat Sarah Esther, Yitzchak Chaim ben Sarah, Tova Yael bat Dina Rachel, Shira Naomi bat Dina Rachel, Eliezer Meyer ben Tova Yael, Katriel Yosef ben Tova Yael, Israel Chaim and Shira Naomi, Dave Scammell, Doc Gunn, Nurse Carol, Herbert Singer, Carla bat Nancy, Andres ben Gloria, Temi bat Rochel, Yehudit bat Rochelle, Malka bat Yaakova, Chana bat Chaya Etel, Sam's List, Chaim David ben Devora, Neil Roy, Maribel Cruz, and I think that's everyone.
Yep.
Mi sheberach avotenu lekor habracha naimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu lekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
Amen. Amen.
We turn to page 41 for your hallelujah. But on the way there, I'd like to acknowledge this comment by Evelyn Hecht. Great work by Marvin. The service works because of his stewardship of the technology. And Evelyn, I could not agree with you more. Marvin, we are so lucky to have you here. Thank you for everything that you do. And now, we're ready. Hallelujah. Yeah, hallelujah, et Shem Adonai, ki nizkav shemo levado. Hadda al eretz v'shamayim v'yarem keren ve'amot tehila lekol chasidav livnei Yisrael am keravot. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Page 43, Etz Chaim Hi. Etz Chaim Hi, lama chazikim ba, v'tomcheha meushar deracheha darchei noam lechol netivoteha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh yameinu, Chadesh yameinu, Chadesh yameinu kekedem. And now, a moment many of us have been waiting for. Rabbi Anibal's Devar Torah and joke, I hope. Oh, there is a joke. You couldn't hear him. He doesn't have his mic. We do get a joke today, and I guess we'll see if we laugh.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Especially when it's a rabbinic joke. It's about three. Guess I had to get ready. I heard about these three rabbis who died together. And they went to heaven. And there was one was a conservative rabbi, one was a reform rabbi, and the other one was a Lubavitch rabbi. So they go to heaven. Elijah the prophet receives them there, and he said, "Sorry, gentlemen, I don't have your rooms ready. So if you don't mind, I will have to send you to Gehenna for a little bit until I can solve this situation here." You know what Gehenna is, right? I don't want to say the literal translation in English, just in case my son is watching this, because we don't let him use the H word. So then they say, "My daddy said it on camera." No, it's the bad place. You know what I mean? Gehenna, we call it. Gehenna. So he sent them there. He picked up the phone. He talked with Satan there. Said, "I will send you these three rabbis. Keep them there for a little bit until I solve the solution, the situation here in heaven." So they went there, the conservative, the reform, the Lubavitcher rabbi. A couple of hours later, Satan from Gehenna, he picks up the phone and calls Elijah up there. I say, "Elijah, no, you have to come to pick up these guys. I can't have them here anymore." He said, "Look, the conservative rabbis is telling everybody that if they get together, they can change the rules. The reform rabbis is telling everybody that there is no such a thing as Gehenna. And the Lubavitch already raised enough money for air conditioning." So I want to talk to you today about better together. What a wonderful thing. And I give you a little bit of an advance during the Torah reading about the importance of being together virtually all the time. We are stronger when we are together, right? Sometimes you will see, for example, take a little toothpick and break it. It's very easy to break. Now take, let's say, 10 toothpicks together and try to break them. Virtually impossible unless that you're really, really strong. And even like that, you're going to struggle if you're trying to make that experiment. But as we approach the high holidays, as we approach Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and if you believe that we are going to have to endure this divine trial, it is better if we are together. It's way better. And even if you believe that the divine trial is something real or is an allegory for something more profound, regardless of that, the feeling of togetherness is going to be important. When we feel that God is looking at each one of us, there is power on being together. There is not a coincidence that for the high holidays, it's one of the times of the year that we crave community. Have you noticed that? We have many comments of people that, I understand that they want to be here in person for Rosh Hashanah, for Yom Kippur. They crave community. They crave the feeling of being together for this important time of the year because they understand the importance of feeling other people's presence to have a better experience in this very important time of the year. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, time of reflection, time of realizing many things about ourselves that sometimes we don't even think about. But now, when we realize about what we did right and what we did wrong, lots of feelings come to flood ourselves during these times. And sometimes when we go through that, it's better not to be alone, to have other people that they can bring inspiration, that they can bring support, and they can bring encouragement. So we can feel that it's okay. We are not alone. We can do it. We can keep moving forward. So if you want to know more about this concept of not being alone for the high holidays, I would recommend you go and play my Devar in the Car for this week. I talk a little bit about that in kind of a different way. So after this, you can go there and play the Devar in the Car. It's on our YouTube and Facebook, our channels. But I wanted to reflect with you on how important it is not to feel that you are flying solo. And this is something that we should have all year round, not only for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. How important it is to find a support group. Sometimes could be our friends, sometimes could be our family, sometimes could be our community, but it's important to find those connections. And we are so used to get those connections from physical interaction with each other. We're looking at our eye to eye, listening to people's voices, that we struggle to find other ways to connect. And this is an interesting thing because it's not impossible. And we all discovered a little bit of that during the pandemic. The pandemic opened an incredible door to new opportunities to connect with each other. I remember before, if we were relying on being close to certain people and then all of a sudden we cannot do it, it was a big struggle. But because now we all went through this together, then we discovered together different ways to bypass all the difficulties that a pandemic brought to us. What an amazing thing. But again, we have to find ways to connect. If we struggle to do it the old way, we have to find new ways, because when we are together, we are stronger. You see, every day I looked out the window and I like to see the geese. The geese, the Canada goose is telling you a lot, right? It's telling you sometimes what time of the year it is. When they come back after the winter, we are all desperate to see the first one flying in. And it's a reason to celebrate. Well, I guess pretty soon it will be all the opposite. We're going to see them flying south. But I don't know if you realize the way they fly. Have you ever seen it? I mean, if you live in Winnipeg, of course you did. If you live in other parts of the world, maybe you haven't experienced the Canada goose flying. They always fly in the shape of a V. It's a big mystery of why they always fly on that formation. And there is the theory that is actually to favor aerodynamics, to have that kind of formation. And when they keep that for long flights, they can actually go 40% further than if they fly by themselves. It's almost like it's cutting the wind for them. So with the same energy, they can go 40% or more further. And that is the magic of being together. It brings that power that would allow each one of us, that if we have to do it on our own, we can go that far. If we get together, we can go much further that we will do it if we will be just ourselves. Sometimes the interesting thing is we don't even realize of our support group that we have. We don't even realize, we don't even pay attention to people around us encouraging us every step of the way. So this is also a time to pay attention to all those people that they've been next to you for this year that is ending. And then you will say, oh, you know what? You're right. I am where I am what I am because of all these people that have been supporting me, encouraging me, and giving me what I needed to be here. Be thankful for those people. It reminds me to the story, it was mentioned in the Torah, was the battle against Amalek. When the Israelites left Egypt, they had to battle these nasty people of Amalek. And Joshua was in charge of the army. And he went and he fought, and he was winning the battle. But what he didn't realize, and this is the interesting thing, is that he wasn't alone. Up on a hill was Moses, lifting his hands. And the Torah said that every time Moses lifted his hands, Joshua and his army were winning. But when Moses started to get tired and started to drop his arms, then the Amalekites were winning. Then Moses realized this pretty quickly, and so he got a couple of men to help him keep his hands in the air all the time so Joshua and the army could defeat Amalek. You see, many different things happen here. Joshua, who was winning, he didn't realize that it wasn't just his effort. He also had Moses helping him. And Moses, who was able to see the entire picture, he didn't hesitate to ask for help when he was struggling to help Joshua. What an amazing thing. Number one, look around and see all the people that they've been there next to you unconditionally for all this year that we are ending. And at the same time, if you feel that you should be there for somebody else, and if you feel maybe that you are not strong enough, don't hesitate to reach for help. Listen, Moses did it. Moses realized that he couldn't do it alone, and he didn't hesitate. So we shouldn't hesitate to reach out for help because we don't have to do it alone. So as the Pirkei Avot says there, if you go Pirkei Avot chapter 2, the great Rabbi Hillel said a very powerful phrase: don't separate yourself from the community. What a powerful word. Don't separate yourself from the community. We are doing everything we can so we can connect with you. We are giving you all the tools we can so you can feel for these high holidays that you are not alone. We are there for you. Hopefully you will be there for us. And together we can feel that we are not alone, so we can do it. We can be strong in this year 5782 because we are not alone. We are together. Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova.
Yasher Koach, Rabbi.
Baruch Tiyeh, Bill.
Great sermon.
Asher Koach
Baruch Tehi.
echoed a lot of my thoughts of this past year. You know, I think we all know who our supports are now. And if you do need supports, reach out. Let us know. I've seen some amazing connections happen at our Minyan services through this chat here, you know. And we're here for each other. We are. We still have our community. And we are still here together, celebrating Shabbat and bringing in the new year. We're going to continue on page 44 with Aleinu. I'm going to invite Tali Milo to open the ark for us. And you're invited to rise wherever you are. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו ואין עוד, מלכנו אפס ונתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ היא תחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו This week, we mourn the passing of Tzvia Pinkovich and offer our heartfelt sympathy to Rochelle Pinkovich and family. We extend our condolences to the families of Minnie Karlinski, Sarah Sally Goldberg, Bernard Narvi, Jerry Marcus, and Henny Paritsky. This week, we commemorate the yahrzeit of Irving Bricker, father of Martin Bricker, Miriam Reeson, grandmother of Diane Wilder, Benjamin Dubnikoff, father of Esther Deshevsky, Jacob Shapiro, father of Gloria Cantor, Fred Kravetsky, father of Daniel Kravetsky, Mary Siegel, mother of Lolly Gutman, Daniel and Dorothy Gutkin, parents of Cheryl Barish, Miriam Sheffrin, mother of Joel Sheffrin, Benjamin Chachanov, brother-in-law of Shelley Chachanov, Mariana Alsfell, remembered by Jackie Seib, and Shendel Eckstein, the child we honor and remember through one more candle. We turn to page 46 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Mourners and those observing yahrzeit, let's join together. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyomechon uvechaye dekol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen.
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 Yehi shlama Rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Yashir Koyach, Leslie.
Baruch tiyeh, Yasher Koach, Rabbi Anibal.
Beautiful singing, beautiful Torah reading.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yashir Koyach
always
to
a
both of
pleasure.
you.
Always a pleasure.
And again, welcome, Tali.
Thank you.
How
Nice
was
to-
it?
It was
Hi.
great.
let's treat it like a bat mitzvah. How do you feel now?
Maybe my bat mitzvah might have been a little more monumental, but it was. I feel like I'm back at home again. It's very familiar and nice to be here.
Beautiful.
Great to have you. So this is just the beginning for Tali. She's learning all the tunes. She's probably thinking, what's this?
It's a little different than I was last year.
Yeah. We change things all the time.
Yeah.
Keep it interesting.
Absolutely. Thank you to Bill Weissman for everything you've contributed this morning. It's always a pleasure having you here.
It's a pleasure being here.
And a huge thank you to Marvin Polanski. Marvin,
Absolutely.
you really have just been getting things. I don't have words. Your camera angles and your creativity, you've been elevating what we can send home to everybody each and every week. And we are so grateful to have you here with us every Shabbat. So thank you for all that you've done and all that you do. And everybody here, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you so much for coming to share a Zedek, to celebrate Shabbat with us. We wish you a very sweet new year ahead, Shana Tova Umetuka, and we will look forward to seeing you in the new year and on Rosh Hashanah. And now, what melody are we going to send everyone out the virtual doors with? I don't know. What do you want to sing?
A lively one.
Why don't we do maybe a preview of what we are going to sing in Yom Kippur with the choir on Kol Nidre? Do you know it?
Not well enough now. But you can sing it. I'll sing the Adon Olams with you.
Let's see how it goes.
All right, here we go. Page 47.
Experiment.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Le'et Nasa B'chepso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Yichlot HaKol לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר
בטרם כל יציר נברא let nasa bechepto kol azai melech shemo nikra
והוא אחד ואין שני לעם שמלו לא נדע
לי ראשית ולי תכלית ללא העוז והמשרה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא
בצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא
אדון עולם אשר מלך
בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא
בידו
הפקיד רוחי ועת אישן בעירה ועם רוחי הביאתי אדוני לי ולא ידע
אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לנצח וחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא.
Lovely. Shikoyach.
It's going to be great. This is with the quiet arrangement. Whew, whew. It was really good.
Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova Umetuka.
Shabbat Shalom. Shana Tova, everyone. And thank you for being there. Thank you, everyone here in the sanctuary. Bill, Tali, Leslie, Marvin.
Marvin.
Yeah. And stay safe. Hope to see you soon. Again, Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova. See you next year.